what's happening here, Ryan? And then Jay, talk to me about your shot selection.
So this is meeting the main character, Sarah. You're meeting her in a slice of life, introducing what she does, what she's good at, what she loves, her living situation. Yeah, it's a pure, straight up character opening.
And Jay, I noticed the variety of shots, the close-ups that you select. How do you make these selections, and why are they important?
For me, it comes down to like the storytelling and then visual interest and how do we communicate this stuff in a really simple way. I always like to keep it simple. And then, with Grant and Ryan there, they had all these like things that had to happen. So it was, we need to see a picture of her dad. We need to see the food truck, and we need to see that she lives in the food truck. It was like making it all work and making it look cool.
We're like, Jay, we need a lot of close-ups.
I like to do contrast. That's definitely a thing with composition, is different sizes. In the finished book, the last frame is wider. Mm-hmm. So there's more contrast. But yeah, I like the juxtaposition of the really tight close-ups and then the wide of the bus or the food truck. And then
what's admirable about what we see here is you can follow that this is a setup. This is the exposition, and maybe, Ryan, the words that you didn't have to put on. I would imagine there's some dialogue, but at the same time, the dialogue, I would imagine, is anything that Jay could not convey specifically with the image, right?
I won't say what it is, but there's one thing that we're selling right here in this. But you can see from the top left, there's the emotional sort of hook in her and her dad. You see her skills with cooking. You see her love for doing it. And then you see where she's doing it from. And then by the end, you see not only that, but you see she's actually living in the place she's doing it from. So like in one page, I know everything about this girl that I need to know. She's a fighter. She's ambitious. She's a bit of a loner. She's got a passion, right? Like that's cathartic when you can look at that and go, okay, I know who I'm rooting for now.
Yeah, so you get a sense of placement, you get a sense of time, you get a sense of location, and all these things are set up. Mike, are you tracking so far?
Yeah, I was going to ask, when you were sitting down with Jay, were you like, okay, we have to have 6 panels on this page, or were you just like, we need to tell this part of the story, and Jay just did it?
The latter. Like Jay would go, all right, I got an idea. We're going to do it this way. And he'd like do this little box and he'd do it really fast. He always had an idea. He always had a way of doing it. And then we'd say, no, not quite like that. And he'd be like, oh, okay, let's try this. And he would do it really fast. And then we'd all go, okay, that's great. Let's go. It was like that.
So you basically wrote and drew the comic in that time that you were just sitting down together.
Yeah, we just cranked it out. We had all the pencils done. And like after doing it, that was the first time I'd done that sort of collaboration style. But it was funny because it was, the process got like refined as we got to the end. And I think doing it again, it's even better. It's like the process has gotten sharper.